Welcome to a new episode of Bridging the Gap, where you can talk your spit about money, relationship, and health. Today we have a guest, and I'm going to let you introduce yourself, and then we'll go on our topic. Go ahead.
All right, my name is Reggie Ellis. I'll give the full name. Some people know me by Champ, but it's Reggie Ellis. And we're bridging the gap. Hey, ladies, how y'all doing?
What's and like you said, we family. Been knowing Reggie for a long time. Him and my son got together.
It almost feels funny you calling me Reggie because usually it's just Champ.
Yeah, I know. I call you Champ. I was just trying to be all official,
Right. That's why I led with my first and last name.
All right. So we have a topic today. So earlier, I think last week, I posted a clip, and it was about gender roles in society.
I'm doing what I do. I protect, provide, and profess. The three P's that a man show love. So if you're not providing for your woman, you're not protecting her, and you're not professing your love for her, what you doing? And until we start teaching this to the younger generation, they actually think that a girl supposed to pay for something.
So specifically, the question is, what is your perspective about going 50-50 in a relationship and a marriage relationship?
In a marriage relationship.
You can do both.
Okay. Marriage is cool since, I've been married,
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll go that route. As far as a 50-50 relationship, I normally never said 50-50. What I've always said is who handles what. That's my main thing. If the man is bringing in the income, if he handling it, he handling it. If the woman is bringing it in, she's handling it. Whatever works for that household. I see a lot of people say 50-50. Some people say 100-100, which that's a good one too, saying 100 and 100. Because if each spouse is giving 100%, hey, that's how it flows. So I've never been on the fence of saying 50-50, because if you're saying 50-50, that's telling me that it's not a real relationship. Even if you're married, if you're going, why would you go 50-50 with your spouse? It should be 100-100, regardless.
Right. Period. Okay. Right. So what I hear you saying is just that it's the understanding in the relationship, right?
That's what it comes. Understanding and communication. That's key. I always, tell people if you can communicate through things, hey, you can make it work.
Right. So is it safe to say that there is not a gender role? Like, so is there something men absolutely positively have to do and the woman has to do to make it work?
See, that's where the trick comes. That's the tricky question right there, because gender roles, yes, I would say yes, and it's tough in today's society. I would say that for sure. So we ain't gonna talk about 60, 70 years ago, because that's gone. Those roles to me are long gone. Right. Some of them still need to be here, but but as far as if we're talking about specific,
some of them are like what? Like the ones that still need to be here from the past, just mentioned. Like what?
Something simple. Man cutting the grass.
Right.
But no, it's gone. But I've known women that enjoy cutting the grass. It's something that they want to do. But me as a man, I wouldn't let my wife cut the grass. That's just me.
Or take out the trash.
Take out the trash. Well, now see, I ain't gonna get on here and be fake. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna keep it 100. Right? That's what we do. Right? My ex did take the trash out. She did take the trash out. I'm gonna be real.
How did you feel about her taking out the trash?
I would say this: at nighttime, it's a no-go. I would hate for it to happen at night and push the trash can out at night. During the day, because the trash was really in the back. If it's full, you right there, you put something in there, take it out. But if I'm down there with you, I see you struggling. Let me get that for you.
Right. So today's, so we just, obviously you can only talk about what you know, and that's in your relationship. So what are the things? Let's just say your wife made more money than you. Whose responsibility to pay the mortgage?
Either or.
Either.
Whoever got it, because this is the thing with me when it comes to mortgage, insurance, lights, even a cell phone bill, because that's a necessity now. Like you can't even go without a cell phone. But like those things like that, I don't say who makes the most money. Hey, if rent due on the 1st, you got a grace period to the 3rd. Rent needs to be paid by the 3rd. I don't care how it gets paid, whether if my wife, if rent $1,400 and my wife put down $1,000 and I got $400 sitting over here, it's $1,400 together. Now, would I prefer me paying the rent if I'm the breadwinner and I'm bringing in the money? Oh yeah, I got that. Take your checks and do you. If I'm banking like that, yeah. But if you just got a normal income home with both of them working 40 hours a week, and say the wife bringing in $60K and the husband bringing in $20K, whatever works. Get the bills paid.
Okay. So why do you think, like you said, we in the new times, the old days is the old days. But so nowadays it's a lot of men who don't agree with you about the 50-50 thing. They feel like they're supposed to go 50-50, like the woman pay 50% of everything and then vice versa, and not so much as just finance either, just period. Like with the kids and everything, it's just like you do half and I'll do half. And why is that so common and popular now in the 2000s?
Well, it's almost like a two-part question right there, because we're talking about finances and kids. Let's separate it like that, with finances and kids, okay? So with finances, I feel if a man gonna tell, like I said, if a man gonna tell his wife, or we're gonna say long-term relationship, we didn't even gotta say wife, because if you long-term with somebody 5-10 years, you might as well be married, especially in Texas, right?
Right.
Common law marriage is real for real. So if we talking about bills, a man shouldn't be saying go 50-50 on it. You shouldn't be saying go 50-50 on it. So that's my take on that. It shouldn't be. It should be whoever get the bills paid. The kids, however, I got three beautiful girls. So this is what I would say about the kids. Kids are more clingy. If you're in a household, they're more clingy to their mother. That I only say that because I've seen it a lot, and my girls are. So when you talk about 50-50 with the kids, are we talking about buying things, or are we talking about doing things, or all of that, right? We're talking about all of that.
Just doing,
doing the hair, taking them to school, PTA meetings, meeting with the teacher.
Okay, now see, I'm a father that will definitely do hair to a certain extent. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all because I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real, whether my ex see this or whoever see this. Hey, they come back and say whatever. Doing the hair, I did it to a certain extent, and I stopped. If you know anything about the black children with the thick hair, I'm done. I will pay and go get it done.
and that's cool too,
but you're getting it done,
and that's what I'm saying, and I totally agree with you, and that's why I have an issue when people, mostly men, talking about 50-50, because most of the time men don't know what they're doing when it comes to hair, and then like, so how are we gonna go 50-50 if I'm doing more than you? That's not 50-50.
And when if you're talking specifically, if we're talking about girls, most mothers don't want that man in their hair anyway. And on top of that, if a man go try to get it done, if he paying somebody else, the wife gonna want to know who getting it done. Not saying that the man fools around, but like who in my child's hair? Like who's in my child's hair? And with the hair. Now, it's funny because if we're talking about boys and girls, the guy usually taking this little man to go get his hair cut.
Yeah, I don't want the girl in the barbershop, the wife in the barbershop,
right?
I really wouldn't care. See, I've never been a jealous type like that. Like if my wife stepping in the barbershop, go ahead. I trust you enough to where, hey, you're gonna handle yours. Now let's talk about the other roles as far as PTA meetings and just taking the kids out and all of that. PTA meetings in school, it depends on how involved. Both parents should definitely be involved, but majority of the time it's the mom doing that. Not saying that it should be. So my take on that is kind of like that could definitely be 50-50 if the spouses work something out, say, hey, you do the PTA meetings because I don't want to deal with them folks. And it's whoever got the best, whoever knows how to present themselves also. Let's go that route. Let's go that route. Who knows how to present themselves? Because if your husband don't know how to talk and he gonna get up there talking crazy, no, baby, you stay home. But now, and if your wife gonna get up there and be all loud and and y'all gonna kill me for this, but come up to school with the bonnet on the head and all that. Oh, baby, I got this, baby. Let me take care of this, baby.
Right.
But taking the kids out, that should definitely be, if it shouldn't be 50-50. It shouldn't even be a percentage on that. Just do, if you want to take the kids, take the kids. But I will say this, and this is something that I learned from my marriage, and like I said, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Mm-hmm. I lacked in that category when it comes to me doing things early on with my kids. And I'm gonna say this for all the men that may be listening: take heed to that. Real talk. Take heed to that, because it damages the woman in ways that you don't even know until it's probably too late. Hint, hint.
Yeah. Right. How does it damage them? What was your experience? And not to get all in your business, but just give me a general. How does that damage a woman in the long run?
In the long run, she feels emotionally drained. She feels like she can't go anywhere. She can't do anything because she always got the kids on her hip. And then when the man tries to do it, it's like, no, I'm good. I got it, because she's been doing it for so long. I got it. I'm good. Right. I got it. Right. And you try to fix that, but then sometimes it's too late, but that's why I say early on, you should definitely, because postpartum is real.
Oh yeah.
Postpartum is real for a woman. It's definitely real. And man have it too. If a man is really dug deep where he's doing all those responsibilities, he can get it too. So yeah, but I would just say emotionally drained is how it affects a woman.
Yeah. I appreciate that. That's very honest of you. I appreciate that. I guess I'm a little old school. So on the subject for me, I guess in my generation, I guess the question about being 50-50 would be who's the leader and who's the submissive one. So if we're doing everything the same, where's the structure of it? And then that might come a part of, well, you can't tell me what to do because I'm doing what you're doing.
Right. Like, what's the difference between me and you? Yeah, what's the difference between me and you? If we're doing the same thing, that
going to work, paying we're splitting the bills.
I can do what you do.
Right.
See,
so
you know how that what that does to a man though? When a woman starts saying stuff like that, it almost belittles the man and make him feel less of a man. I have a big old, and y'all probably see my post sometimes, I have a big pet peeve about a woman being submissive, which a man has to gain that submissiveness first. You can't just ask a woman to be submissive without making her feel loved and trustworthy and loyal and all that. That's how you get a submissive woman.
Right.
But on the flip side of that, I have a bad pet peeve about the women being so independent.
Right.
You can almost be so independent to where it turns a man off. Like I'm good. I'm like you're doing too much, baby. If you got it, baby, go ahead.
Right. So I agree with that.
It's a limit to that independency.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that, and that's why the subject comes up as to, because again, I'm in a generation where I want my husband, my spouse, my man to lead so that I can be submissive. But when you take the role, so you guys started, in my opinion, if you're taking the lead and you're taking care of business and I don't have to worry about myself, that allows me to be in my role as a woman, because I don't have to worry about it. But if we're starting out where I'm just as much invested in what needs to be done than you, then that's how you get to those conversations. And
Definitely.
that's the whole point of the question is, so where does it start?
Right. And then not only where does it start, how does it end? Because everything's 50-50. It means I can do what you do, right? And then, but you said from a man's point of view, it's like a turnoff because we're so independent. But it's like men want us to do 50-50. You want to split everything, but then you mad because I'm independent. And so that's when I think starts the cheating, because the man doesn't feel needed. So he goes to go find something else.
Let me say this. When I say turn off with independence, it's not that you being independent, it's how. Because you got some independent women, they always throwing it in a man's face about what they could do. Baby, I know you could do that because you're doing it. You know, so when you throw it in their face, back, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing it, I can do that. And then social media has gotten so crazy right now to where everything is a click and a post for a like.
Right.
Like, and we say that, oh, I could do without social media. At this point in time, no, we can't. No, we can't.
We really can't.
No,
right.
It's
you
sad,
know, like
it's sad, but we can't.
You can take a 2-day break, but after that 2-day break, we gonna be
right.
Exactly. So this topic is a great topic that to have is something that a lot of people that want to be in a relationship. I'm gonna say that because you got some people that don't give a damn, and hey,
and that's the choice.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But yeah, that's what I would say. You know, it comes back to one single thing, and that's communication. If you communicate it and you have an understanding beforehand, then it shouldn't be any issues, but we all know issues come up. But if you communicate what is your role in that relationship, y'all should be good.
So the question will be, when would you have that conversation? And, at the beginning, everybody meets their representative, right?
Right.
So let's go into a relationship and we have that communication. We have that conversation, and that does not happen, right? So we're in a relationship that's like 6 months to a year. What do we do? Because it's now time invested. You've had the conversation. What do we do?
If you 6 months in and you've had that conversation, and what you're saying is you still haven't figured it out yet. Is that what you're saying?
Well, we had the conversation that we were going to do, that you were going to be the leader, I was going to be the submissive one, but he lost his job. Now that's where, it could be iffy.
It could definitely get rocky.
Right.
It could definitely get rocky, but if you got a real one, and it's vice versa. If she lost her job, he lost his job. If you got a real one, she gonna hold you down and he gonna hold you down. Like that's when you know. Let's see, right there, when that tough time hit, if y'all make it through that tough time, ain't nothing gonna break it. Period. If you make it through a tough time like that, to where your significant other needs you, if you make it through that time, and then there goes the point where another conversation needs to be held. And if kids are involved, that's another conversation with the topic. Right.
I love that you said it. I love that you said you just have another conversation, because there are different circumstances. You don't quit.
I was just gonna say that
conversation.
Some people give up. They be like, "Oh no, I'm good. I can't deal with it. I didn't sign up for this." Well, of course you didn't sign up for it because you didn't know it was gonna happen.
Right.
We don't know what's gonna happen 5, 10, 20 years down the line. You might not have signed up for it, but you signed up with me, and this is what comes with it. Even though you didn't sign up for this course, this is a turn we taking on this course. So let's maneuver through it, and let's get with it, because I'm big about communication. If you communicate with me and let me know what's up, I'm ready to roll with you. Let's roll.
Right. So my last question would be the kids. You brought up the kids. So with you being a great dad,
thank
you.
Of
3 beautiful kids that you and your wife make. So I won't just say you had everything.
Most definitely.
I don't want her to kill me.
Most definitely.
So what are you instilling in your daughters? What role would you have them to go based on what you've taught them, what they've shown, what you've shown them? And what type of relationship would you like them to be in? An ideal relationship for you?
I'm gonna say this first. I take my hat off to my ex. God couldn't have blessed me with a better baby mom. I don't even use that term, baby mom, because I don't even like the term. My kid's mom.
Right.
So even though we may have our differences in our divorce, hey, I'm gonna give her 120%, 150% when it comes to these kids. She holds it down no matter what. So I'm gonna get that out the way first.
Right.
Hey, Hey, and I've been knowing you for a while with Essence and DJ. Salute. Essence, your little man. Hey, salute. And DJ, he already know. We talk. So we got that out the way.
Thank you.
But as far as my girls, the only thing I would say of my girls, they're young, 11, 8, and 5. So they got a lot of, well, we think they got a lot of time before dating.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
today's time is. So I just say that. As far as the type of woman I want them to be, yes, I want them to have some independency. Most definitely. Every woman needs that, regardless. I'm not gonna sit here and say don't depend on a man, because that's a misleading term to me. Because I feel and I'm gonna say black woman, every black woman should always want a man in her her life. Or if you female, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna say significant other in your life, because that builds and bridges the gap. So there we go, right there. So I mean, the type of woman I want my girls to be happy, no matter what, and always know that mom and dad got you. It ain't no 18 and out the house. I got mine forever. We got ours forever.
Period.
So my girls, one thing I will say, I'm gonna let them be kids for however long they want to be kids. I have an 11-year-old, and she's starting to mature in her own little woman right now, but she still likes her Barbie dolls every now and then. She's still a get down and play with her 8-year-old and 5-year-old sister. I'll never say, oh, you too big for that now, unless it's just something real kiddie, But I always try to let them be little girls, as long as they want to, and know that mommy and daddy, we got y'all. And I will say this is, of course, first time going through a divorce and a separation, and it's a bit damaging. I get a little bit personal. It's a little bit damaging to the kids. However, me and my ex have made it the transition as easy as we could. We've always told them mommy and daddy got y'all no matter what, and we make it look like y'all got 2 houses to live in now. Y'all got 2 Christmases. You got this. You got 2. It's 2 of everything now.
Right.
So,
and make sure y'all keep that communication up.
We definitely, and we've had our differences, it's spouses, it's a reason why we're getting a divorce. But as far as communication when it comes to the kids, I tell everybody, I ain't worried about that. Everybody keep telling me, when divorce happens, it's gonna be this and be that. I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about, but when it comes to the kids,
they're gonna be straight.
We ain't got no issues.
That's it. Right. And that's the most important part.
No and they're kids right now, but we all know that they won't be eventually.
That's so true.
What do you say to a man that asks any one of your daughters to be in a 50-50 relationship?
If a man asks my daughter that, I would tell her, I'll never tell her, you need to pick a good one, because I want her to experience life. I will say, baby, you need to tread lightly with him.
Yeah.
Tread lightly with him. Because she might be in love with him. If somebody's in love with somebody, they ain't gonna hear nothing that they parents say. Look, we was kids once. Look, we had that. But I would just tell her, tread lightly, baby. Make sure you got your ducks in a row. Daddy love you, and again, mommy and daddy gonna be right here. I would never overstep my boundaries in her relationship, especially if she 18 and up, she got living her own life. Now, I'm gonna say this. It makes a difference if you're in my house versus you out on your own.
You ain't doing none of that in my house, right?
Oh no, I'm just saying if you got, she could be 18 in my house and have a boyfriend, Now, if you're in my house, then I'm gonna have a little bit say so of how you moving. But if you're out my house, move freely, but always know that you got daddy and mommy right here, though. So, but as far as a man asking her that, I would have a talk with him to see how screwed on his head is.
Because now, how is the brain working right now?
Right.
Yeah, I need other subjects, if you think we supposed to go 50-50.
I would say this to the man if I had a one-on-one conversation with him. First, I would definitely want to meet his parents. I want to see the structure of your life, because that lets me know how you're going to lead my daughter. If you're saying 50-50, how can you still lead my daughter, though? Because if she in love, now the worst thing that could probably happen is broken heart.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Especially from a daughter, from a man seeing his daughter with a broken heart. You know, that releases all kind of other energies. You know, that make me want to go crazy. You know,
for sure.
Yeah,
but
that
I would definitely
always used to. I'm sorry. I used
go
to
ahead,
tell.
no, go ahead.
I used to tell my kids, yeah, you might have a broken heart. There's nothing we can do about that because you love who you love, but you got a choice on whether your pockets be broke.
Period.
True,
Right?
most definitely. And also
Hey,
this
right be broke with a broke heart.
So you got to give and take on one of them at least,
right?
and also too, don't sit down and suck all long. Now you only can suck for a certain time when it comes to relationship. You got to get up.
Period.
Get up.
Period.
Look, I'm learning from experience.
Tell my son that. I'm gonna tell my son. I'm gonna instill in my son that your first relationship is probably not gonna be your last. You know, so don't play the girl, but you know, just know that it's probably eventually gonna end. You know, because I just want to be as honest. You know, and then as far as him, because I'm raising a man, I don't have daughters, and so as far as the 50-50 role, it's I mean.
Just for you.
With a little boy with a girlfriend, y'all shouldn't even be intertwined in finances anyway. I feel like, you know, like she needs to pay for her stuff, you pay for yours. If you want to buy the girl a gift, cool. You know, if you want to take her out, cool. You know, you don't go 50-50 on a date. You know, you pay for all of it. But as far as finances, when you're married, for sure, I think Steve Harvey said it's 65. What he said it was? What was it?
85-15.
85-15. And I feel like I kind of agree with that. Majority of the time, I'm like, you have to be a man because you just want to feel like, you know, you're not a woman. Basically, you don't do what you see your mom doing. You know, you are a man. That means you pay for this, you pay for the mortgage, she pay her little, you know, her little bills or whatever. You take out the trash in the morning and at night.
Hey, I'm working on
saying that I'm being selfish because I hate taking out the freaking trash. Like, I hate it so much. And then, you know, like, and cut the yard, like you said, you know, just make sure that you're always a man because no matter what goes on, that's the only thing that you have that can't nobody take away from you is your manhood. You have a penis, period. You know, like, so act like it, you know.
Now I will say this too. It can get to a point where, because I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it, where a woman has belittled her man so much to where he feels less of a man.
Yes. I've been told that. I've been actually personally again. I've been told that I've been told that I act like a man. And then I've been told that I've stripped a manhood. You know, you take my manhood away from me.
Now let me ask you this, and not to ask y'all a question, but since you brought that up,
okay.
Let me ask you this: what was your response to that, though? How did you respond to it?
I've matured now. So a few years ago, it was because I felt like I had to take on his role too. I was being dumb, y'all. I'm embarrassed to say this, but I was paying the bills, I was cleaning, I was providing the food, I was working a full-time job. So I'm like, yeah, you can't tell me shit.
That doesn't make you dumb, though. You know what? That doesn't make you dumb. You know what that makes you? That makes you
stupid.
A mature. That makes you a mature lady, knowing that she still needs to take care of her shit.
Period.
Regardless of what that guy is doing, you understood the assignment, as they say, right? The assignment was, hey, I still got bills to pay. Mm-hmm. As long as you weren't splurging it all on him now.
Nah, it was on me, but he was living there. You know,
but at a certain point, you needed to say, hey, you need to get on your shit or get out. I don't mean to cuss.
And I did, you know, and I did eventually. But I'm like, how dare you say that I'm a man? You know, or and that, or I act like a man, you know, and I'm belittling you or, you know, whatever, doing something to your manhood when you're not being a man.
Right. That makes a difference. Yes. Yeah. I see exactly what you're saying. Now, if he was doing all that and you still was doing it, then that's where the issue would be at.
Yeah. Then I'm wrong, you know, and then I would say that I'm wrong, you know, but at that time it was just, he wanted to be the boss, but lounge and do what he wanted to do. I'm like, you can't do that. It costs to be the boss, and bosses don't sleep. and he
That's a
slept
true
too much.
statement.
So
Yes.
I'm like, up if you want to get boss, but whatever.
Bosses get up at 3 a.m.
Period. They say they don't sleep. They don't sleep. So he was sleeping too much for me. I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yes. Most
Well, I
definitely.
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So before we wrap up, Champ, what would you like the viewers to know about you? How can we find you? And give us your social media so that people want to talk to you, get more views or questions for you, they can find you.
Yeah. I mean, as far as me, I'm single. Hey. But no.
Look, he's single, y'all. He ready to mingle, and you don't gotta do 50-50.
Hey, it is what it is. Hey, I work. I do work.
Period.
Got a pretty good job. I ain't gonna say what I do because I might scare some people off in what I do, but just as a government job. But hey, but no, I'm chill. I'm chill. As far as me, I'm what you get. I don't sugarcoat it. This is me. I'm about my business. I'm about doing things in life that's gonna be positive, not negative. As far as finding me on social media, just look up Reggie Rashad Ellis. I ain't got all them names and stuff. I got my name, Reggie Rashad Ellis, ELLIS. I don't be on Insta that much. My Snapchat is HDENT 2005. That's HDENT 2005. But yeah, that's how you can find me. Find me on Facebook, and I'll give you all the other handles that I got. I do have a Twitter and an Insta, but I don't know all that. I'll be on Facebook and Snapchat more than anything. So hey, find me on there. And I do have. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I do have my own podcast coming out called 4th and Inches.
That's what I'm talking about.
I will invite you ladies on there for sure, because I am going to use StreamYard also. when y'all sent me the link, I was like, okay, now I see how it is now.
And hey, shout out to the Louisiana Country Board, because he's the one that
he put us on.
And that's what I'm talking about. Support. We all have a brand. We all got a topic. We can all eat.
Now, while we shouting out people, my cousin, his name is Javosky, Doctor. Hold on, let me clear that up. Doctor Javosky. Dr. J is what they call him, a DJ. Okay. He's a minister. He just wrote a book. Look him up. He's on social media. Javosky McDonald. Mm-hmm. He put me on StreamYard. He has his whole podcast going too. He's doing great things also. But yeah, I'm definitely for that. 4th and Inches is not going to be just me. It's going to be me and 1, 2, 3, 4 other guys.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out how to do the logistics of it right now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But 4th and Inches podcast, the name is not sports related. We'll talk sports, but we're going to talk sports, real estate, financial, relationships, religion, politics, and all. We're going to do it all.
We're going to bridge the gap.
Bridge the whole gap up, baby. I already got people lined up. I got some real estate agents lined up ready to talk. You got me. I'm gonna be the tax person. I just gave my job away, but okay. I'm gonna be the tax person. And then we got married people and single people on the podcast. So it's a big range of different mindsets on there. Mm-hmm. Definitely coming soon. It's coming real soon now since I did this.
I'm excited for you. I know you're going to do well, Champ, because I know what you do. You're good in the studio, which we didn't really talk about too much. Mm-hmm. Music. And then it's going to be another aspect. We're supposed to have several streams of income. So I applaud that black man on his job doing his thing. And I really appreciate you. We really appreciate you for coming out and just being 100 with us.
Always.
I appreciate you.
Always. I appreciate it, ladies, and best of luck to you all. I know the TikTok numbers are freaking crazy right now, and then the YouTube and this podcast gonna be extra crazy. I'm looking for another episode with my cell phone and everything. Hey, let's do it. Anytime you need to talk, if you just want to bring me on for something, let me know. I'm down.
We got you.
All right, ladies.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Champ.
All right, peace.